Welcome back, everybody, to Just the Tips, brought to you by Centimetre Perfect. That is Jesse. I am Liam, and we are here to tip round 24 action. Jesse, the end of the year has come, and how fast it has come around.
Not but a week ago, it feels like we were talking about our start of the season, thoughts, our previews for that, Liam, and yet we're here at round 24. I cannot believe we are on the eve of finals, which means, sadly, for our lovely viewers here on YouTube, we're at the eve of the Just the Tips tipping competition ending for another season, which means we must declare our champion at the conclusion of these games.
We do indeed, but I've got an idea, Jesse. I haven't discussed it with you yet, but I've got an idea for something we can do for the final series, but you'll have to tune into that next time. Now, Jesse, confidence points is what we use here. Actually, before that, we're getting too far ahead of ourselves at @CMPerfect_AFL on Instagram, on YouTube. Where you're joining us now, Apple, Amazon, and Spotify for our main pod, which for you keen listeners, you will hear that we did not have one this week because poor little Jesse was under the weather, weren't you, mate?
Yes, to address the very well-dressed bear in the room. Unfortunately, I have been out of the weather, which is a shame because I had a lot to say about the Fremantle game. Alas, we'll have to deal with that regardless of the result. I can double stack my complaints or half my complaints depending on the result of Sunday, Liam.
That is correct. And of course, the week that we take off is a really heavy news week as well. Always the way it goes.
Congrats to Kilda. Happy for you.
Happy for you. Now, confidence points, Jesse. Would you like me to take the confidence points this week, or are you okay to tell everyone what they are?
I've still got voice, so we'll run through it while I can. Confidence points are our way of assigning a bit of extra oomph to our footy tipping competition here on Centimetre Perfect. It is a weighted scale of our predictions for each week. So the team we are least confident in will be assigned 1 confidence point. The team we are most confident in will be assigned 9 confidence points. Can't repeat points. Whoever has the most confidence points at the end of the season will be declared the winner. You don't need to have the most correct tips, just the most correct points.
That said, Jesse, coming to the last round, you had a really good round last week. You got the margin. You got that pretty good.
Shannon Neal supremacy.
Exactly right. You tipped better than I did. You were down by 16. 16 no more. You were now down by 10 coming to the last round. I got 38 last week, taking me to 681. You got 44, taking you to 671. Still a lot of work to do.
I've got to power up this week, Liam.
You got to power up.
You're not just tipping against me.
You have to get into the mind of Liam and do some crazy shit, my friend.
You're tipping against me and my newest James H footy card.
Oh, yeah, it's nice.
So he's joining us on set for the first time. There's a little close up.
Look at
so
that.
The power of this James H footy card is going to get me over the line.
I believe. All right. And also, just a caveat as well, 1 game around is our points game. If you gets bang on, it's 5 points. A few points either side will give you 3, which is what saved Jesse a little bit last week. Thank you, Geelong. Without further ado, Jesse, I'll do the reading of the games this week to save your little voice. We'll start off with Thursday night football at the MCG. The Prime Time Bombers going up against the Blues. Now, Jesse, as is tradition, holy moly.
It's been one of those years.
Whoa, wait a second. I lost last week. I have to choose. I reckon it's been like, 11, 12 rounds in a row, Jesse?
It feels like it.
It does indeed. Let me get my...
Off a lot of draws, too. You've really AFL Championship bad-sided your way out of this, just drawing for 10th position.
That's what you got to do, mate. That's what you got to do. So I will kick off this week because you've kicked off most other weeks. Going the Blues with 2. This is kind of a game that's just there to end the season. Obviously, Bombers have 1 more to go after this. But that doesn't matter. I think the Blues are showing a little bit more form, obviously coming off a big win last week as well. The Bombers are the Bombers. If they can get the Bomberometer up to a 7 or an 8, hey, maybe they're with a chance. But Blues with 2 for me, Jesse, I think is a pretty safe bet. What say you?
Bombers lost 11 in a row. That's going to be 12. Carlton with 5 for me. Bombers are in horrific form. Carlton are in less horrific form. Pound for pound, one team is okay. One team is not.
There we go. This is the Jesse you'll get tonight, unfortunately, but it's okay. It's okay, Jesse. I'll do most of the talking when it comes to the football, and everyone knows that goes well every single time. Let's move on to game 1 of 2 on Friday night. We've got the Magpies taking on the Demons at the MCG. Pies hoping to solidify a top 4 position. Demons looking to play a game of football. Jesse, you are up first.
Collingwood with 3 for me. They should be able to get the job done, but their form is currently quite tepid. Melbourne would love nothing more than to stick a bit of a fork in their one of their traditional rivals' finals aspirations.
Collingwood with 3, Jesse. That's very low. I wonder what you're going to be doing later on to try and get some points back.
Crazy round.
Crazy round. I've gone Collingwood with 6. I think that they're going to be too good for the Demons, even despite their recent run of form. If they lose this, goodness me, they would not be happy, the fans, because they've gone on an absolute downpour. Sure, it's raining outside. That'll do.
Just do the next game.
Okay, we'll do the next game. Still giving feedback, Jesse. I love it. Oh, let's go on the right screen over here.
I've really got one of those AI clones to do this week for me.
Yeah, probably. I tip the power. Let's go, because that's how all AI sounds.
Fantasy.
Adelaide Oval. Power taking on the Suns. Big game, Jesse. It's a big one, because the Suns, I'm a bit worried about the Suns at the moment. I'm a little bit worried.
But they're your vibe team.
They are my vibe team.
You can't worry about your vibe team.
Well, I mean, this is the nature of being a Freo Docker supporter at times. Your vibe team, you feel really good about, and then the game starts and the game comes around, and you're like, maybe not. Port Adelaide with 3, Jesse. I think this is going to be a game where you're going to tip the Power, so I'm getting ahead of it. I have no other reason than that, other than solid confidence points defense. Jesse, what say you?
You know when a tail ender comes out to bat, Liam, and they're facing like a Mitchell Johnson or a Jimmy Anderson, and they just very tepidly edge at the ball with their bat? That's you trying to get me out here, because I knew you'd try to outfox me. I've outfoxed you. Gold Coast with 2. I am worried about the Suns, and there's a bit of Ken Hinkley farewellism to this game, but the Suns have got to do the job here. They've got to go to Adelaide. They've got to get the 4 points, lock in their final, so they don't have to worry about a banana skin Bombers to finish the season. Just need to get the job done here. I think they should. In saying that, I'm not super confident. Kind of wish I was. Maybe I'm the tepid tail ender. Maybe I'm the Monty Panesar to your James Anderson down the bottom end of that batting order. But we're going with the Suns here. Should be able to get the job done. Just the 2 confidence points, though.
All right, let's move on to the next game on Saturday at Marvel Stadium. The Kangas versing the Crows. One team fighting for pride. The other one is the Adelaide Crows, looking to lock in top spot. Jesse, you are up first here, my friend. What say you?
Well, according to my notes, they are the pride of South Australia.
That's true.
And they're known as the Adelaide Crows. And I've just got to go with that here. So Crows with 4 for me. Yes, this is probably one of my crazy points for what's saving up for later in the round. They should be able to get the job done here, Adelaide. It'd be no surprise to see them win quite comfortably. Liam, would you like to tip North?
Why would I do that, Jesse? Why would I do that? No, I've gone Crows with the full 9, my friend. Crows with the full 9. I think it's this one's, well, to be fair though, if the Crows decide they want to kind of take this game like they took the Eagles game a couple of weeks ago, they might find themselves in a bit of bother. Some off-field turmoil this week as well might put a bit of a wrinkle in, so you never know. That 9 points might see me falling hard, because don't forget, with confidence points, sometimes if you go hard and they lose, it hurts you more than if you win. So we'll see how that plays out. But the Crows with 9 for me. Jesse, let's move on to the next game at the MCG. The Richmond Tigers taking on the Geelong Cats, another team looking to solidify themselves a home double chance. Who's up first here? I am up first. Yes, I am. I don't see a world where the Tigers get even close. Geelong with 8. Obviously, Geelong are one of the form teams. They're really good coming to the finals. They're peaking well, looking okay with the injuries, I believe. How could you tip against them, Jesse?
Like this. No, I'm joking. Geelong with 6 as well. I need to make points. This isn't the game for that. The Cats should be able to get the job done here. Really, it's a top 4 side versus a bottom 4 side.
Hey, look.
Let's just go to the next game.
Sometimes these lower sides like to ruin the parties of the higher sides, Jesse. Maybe the next one might do that at Optus Stadium. The Eagles' last home game of the season, taking on the Swans. Jesse, can they get win number 2 for the season, or will they finish the season with a lowly 1 win?
Sadly for West Coast, is going to be 1-22 to finish. I'm going Sydney with 7. It'd be great if they could get the job done. It'd be really funny if they could get the job done. They won't get the job done.
They won't get the job done. Not at all. Sydney with 7 for myself as well. That's how confident I was. I nearly moved on to the next game without actually giving my tip. The Eagles, I feel for them, but it's been a tough season. I think they'll be looking forward to getting on with it next year. The Swans would like to finish strong. They've had a pretty good second half of the season. They'll keep it going. Let's move on to the next one at NG Stadium. The Giants are taking on the Saints. Now, this one's a little bit more interesting to me, because the Giants are one of those teams where, they're a good team. We like them, but they're really susceptible to do something really funny. Jesse, are you tipping them to do something really funny? No, it's me first. It's me
Ask
first.
Yourself, buddy.
I will. sorry, Jesse. GWS with 5. I don't think. I think they're going to want to come out with a bit of fire and a bit of gusto in this one. The Saints have shown, obviously, with their 4 out of the last 5, that they're pretty keen to get winning. And the Saints kind of like for a bit of a momentum side. Once they get a bit of a sniff of it, they kind of keep going. The Giants, though, will they kind of flub under the pressure? I don't think so. Giants with 5. Jesse.
We're starting James H. Sundale with a bang here.
Ooh.
St Kilda with 1. There's a bit of feel good around the Saints at the moment. Zaya Wanganimilera extending some hope for the future. Andrew Bassett shaking his very mean fist and saying, "We're not going to take it anymore. We're not. I can't believe the father-son rule made us draft Billings over Bontempelli. How could the Northern Academies do that?" So they're really setting themselves up here.
Okay.
St Kilda. A win in a game like this against the Giants can springboard a side into next season. A guy like Ross knows that. This is a big game for St Kilda. I think you'll learn a lot about where the Saints are at going into next season out of this. And the Giants, I get the sense they're going to be on the beach a little bit here because they're playing finals. They're sorted now.
Mm-hmm.
No stress for them. They just need to make sure they get through injury-free. If St Kilda come at them, the Giants may wilt.
Yeah, good shout. Good shout. I completely forgot they're kind of solidified now, aren't they? Oh, are they though?
It would take a lot to go wrong.
Ooh. Saints by 100. See it go to absolute hell in a handbasket. We will see. All right, Jesse, let's move on to what will be the game that decides 8th spot, you would think, at Marvel Stadium. Yes, sigh indeed. The Bulldogs taking on the Dockers. Dockers obviously famously have a really good run of winning games they need to at the end of the season to make the finals. No, they don't. I think they've had 5. They've won none of them. They've lost all of them. Can they reverse the tide, Jesse? Can they do something absolutely bananas and make the finals? Or are we going to finish 9th after what was actually quite an okay season? Dogs
with 9.
Okay.
Crazy James H. Sundays back on the menu here. Look, Fremantle are mentally fragile. That's the end of the conversation. I know I talked about the past history. Like, there's been a lot of things. They've lost 5 games where they should have made the 8. Like, no one cares about what happened in 1997. Yeah, it's funny to do the ha-has, but in terms of what's happening for 2025, that's irrelevant. What is extremely relevant, though, are 2 games. Port Adelaide last year and Brisbane last week. And that shows that a Justin Lomua coach side is too mentally fragile to turn up when it counts. We are going to see that time and time again under Lomua, and we're going to see it on Sunday. Western Bulldogs with 9. I would honestly say this will be a 10-goal win for the Dogs.
Yeah.
I think this will be a no mantle will turn up here.
Yeah, it's hard to not look at past history and think that's exactly the way it's going to go. I'm glad you used all your energy for that one, Jesse, because it was just I feel like you're going to be tired as soon as this recording's done.
Time for nap time.
Back to bed you go. I've gone the Dogs with 4. I tend to agree. Obviously, both of us would love to see the Dockers prove us wrong. We love that.
Yes, please do that.
Please do that. We'd love that. But I just don't think it's in them. I think we crack under pressure, unfortunately, at the important times of the year. And this year, I think, is going to be no different. Unfortunately, Jesse, let's go on to the final game of the round. This one at the Gabba, the Lions taking on the Hawks, which should be a bit of a banger, to be honest with you.
Hopefully.
I think so, because both are fighting for top 4, I would say, potentially, depending on other results. But I'll tell you what, getting the win would not hurt. I'm going to go first here. This is our points game, by the way. This is our points game. Jesse doesn't have his 8 out there yet. Oh, dear. What's he going to do? And I've only got my 1 left. Which way am I going to go? Hawks with 1, Jesse. Hawks with 1. I think that this game will be close, but Lions have a lot of injuries, and I think the Hawks are slightly more well-rounded, probably better coached than the Dockers are. I think the Hawks will be able to slice that apart with a bit more ease than what the Dockers did. That said, ease. The Dockers didn't do anything. So I think the Hawks will be too good for the Lions on this one, given their injuries. Jesse.
I agree.
Sorry. 3 points.
I agree. Hawks with 8.
Mm-hmm.
A margin of 11.
Good man.
It's going to be a James H save to finish off just the tips this season. No, look, I think the Hawks are hitting form at the right time. Brisbane were fantastic last week, but that was a must-win for Brisbane. This isn't to the same degree. I suspect they will finish top 4. They'll certainly be finishing with a home final. I would say they either win this and probably bridge into a home final, or they don't and they get a home elimination final. Either result is fine. They would like to win this, obviously, but the Hawks, I think, just quietly, if you had to put 2 sides in a grand final right now, who I think is going to be there, I would say it's Adelaide Hawthorn. I think that's your 2. I think the Hawks get the job done here.
That'd be a good final too.
That'd
be a fantastic final. Well, that's it, Jesse. Or is it? My friend, we've come this far and it just feels not right to not tip every single game of the season. So I'm springing on this on you last minute, right? On Wednesday, at People First Stadium, opening round game, the Suns versus the Bombers. Now, Jesse, if we happen to end up in a tie at the end of round 24, this will be our tiebreaker. Here's how it's going to work.
I'm not having the Bombers.
Here's how it's going to work. No, because obviously not. That's why I didn't want to be like a 10-point, because that would be silly. Yeah. We don't want to do that. So if it's a tie at the end, and the round 24 it's a tie, the person with the closest margin in this game will win just the tips, if it's a tie. Okay. Would you like to go first, or would you like to defer to me, Jesse?
I'll go first.
Okay.
43 to the Suns.
That's going to be interesting. Do you know why, Jesse?
Why?
I've gone the Suns with 36.
Ooh.
Very, very close margin.
So we're functionally going over-under there.
Functionally over-under. So if we end up round 24, we're in a tie, it's going to come down to opening round, the game that should have started the season thereabouts.
What if the margin is exactly 38.5 points?
We'll deal with that then, Jesse. If that happens, we'll call it a draw. We'll call it a draw. But that's it, everybody. That is the end of Just the Tips for season 2024. We'll be back with our results.
Whoa. What year?
2025. My goodness gracious me. How did that happen? Round 24.
I'm the one who can barely think or remember my name and date of birth this week.
Yeah, but Jesse, your normal level is like good.
That's true.
This is my normal level.
This is just Liam.
This is Liam level. This is where I live. But thank you for joining us on this competition. But don't click off just yet. We're going to have something fun for the finals coming your way as well. So Just the Tips will keep rolling through to the grand final, where I will be recording from a different country, which will be fun. That's the dedication I have for you.
You're going to Ethiopia?
I am. No, I'm not.
Wow.
I mean, I would. I don't say no to any country. Maybe a few. But we'll be having something exciting. Keep an eye out for that. We'll come back with our results, the coronation of the winner. I'm not too sure what we're doing for that yet. We'll find it out. We'll work it out.
If I win, Liam gives me $800. If Liam wins, I say a compliment that may or may not actually be how I feel.
Sure, we won't shake on that, but it seems fair. But
to be fair, a compliment for me is worth approximately $800. So
that is true. They're rare as hen's teeth. They are rare as hen's teeth. But let's wrap this up, Jesse. Would you like to send the people home?
I can do it.
What for the season, Jesse? Go for it.
For the season. Thank you everyone for tuning to another episode of Just the Tips, brought to you by Centimeter Perfect. Most weeks we have a podcast. You can go check that out on Apple, Amazon, and Spotify, as well as here on YouTube, where we cover our deep dives and our games recaps, pending, of course, one or both of us turning up to actually do the recording. Sorry about that. If you did enjoy the episode, a like and a subscribe are much appreciated. It does help grow the channel and help us to push out more content to more people. But the best type of review you can give us is a word of mouth. So tell your friends, tell your family, tell the bartender when you're putting your tips for the final round of the season that you got your tips from the Centimeter Perfect Just the Tips preview show. Until next week, until next season, if you're just exiting us from the tipping point of view, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you again on Centimeter Perfect.
Bye, everybody.